Oh my goodness. Okay, so if audio's all good, then we are good to go. And again, I'm hyped because right now we got a queen present in my stream right now. As you all know, who tonight's in the GOAT. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Command Station. Hello. Did we not all see what happened down at DreamHack? Like, we need to give you your flowers, girl. Congratulations. And most importantly, thank you for your service. Cause thank you for protecting us. Cause that's very important.
No, I'm just a finance person.
No, it's okay. You know, you've done
Uh,
more than you could even imagine for all of us. But thank you again. And who's and wait, what's his name? Because honestly, I just want everyone to just take a moment to appreciate how precious
His name is Caboose.
Caboose.
Yeah.
Oh, Caboose. Oh, we woke you up. I'm sorry. You have no idea,
Yeah.
guys. The way that he's snapping right now, like he's so
He hears like downtown noises. I'm in downtown Tacoma, so any loud noises, he's like, "Oh, what is that? I gotta protect mommy."
oh damn. Imagine if you guys lived up here. He'll
Where
be
do you live?
in New York City. He'll be stressed out. There's always me. There's too much
Yeah.
sound going on. But
Yeah.
yes, thank you again for joining us. Like on behalf of Hidden Talent, me like personally, this is a big deal to me because like any chance that I get to like interview other women in any kind of gaming, it's just so important because it's like you know of course, to mention the obvious male dominated space in gaming, it's like, yeah, but you guys have to know that there's a lot of like badass women out here that can like get it on and popping when it comes to like competitive gaming, especially within Halo. So, yes, I really, really, really appreciate you being here today. And, you know,
I appreciate you for having me.
always, like, forever, you can be on every show, I don't care. But you can take the floor right now and you could just introduce yourself in any way, which shape or form. Like, sometimes people don't like being put on the spot. So you could literally say whatever. You could be like, hi, I'm Command Station. Bye.
Hi, I'm Command Station. I go by Command Station. And this little guy is Little Command, aka Caboose.
Caboose.
He's very sleepy. Um, yeah, I'm with Living on Gaming right now and shooting my gun for them. And yeah, I'm not a super interesting person other than playing video games. I read books. I'm in the Air Force. I've been in the Air Force for over 5 years.
Oh,
So yeah.
nice. I have like a bunch of questions, but of course this is super conversational too. Like we can just talk about like what's your favorite food and stuff, and that's good for me. But of course, the people want to hear more. So, first off to start, did you do anything like special to celebrate your win at DreamHack? Like,
Yeah, I went to go celebrate with Freezy at Freezy's Airbnb. It was pretty fun.
oh yeah, you guys
Um,
you guys fucking get lit in these parties.
they party hard, yeah, for sure. When people, it's like when Royal 2 and like some pro players started showing up. Um, and it was about to rain. That's when I left because I knew that spot was gonna blow up and there's gonna be a shit ton of people. There's already like very little free square footage, so
Oh wow.
but yeah, it was fun while I was there for sure. Yeah, his B&Bs are increasingly more popular as events happen, so he's doing really well. And
Damn
they're
it,
they're
these
very fun. I love Freezy.
are Freezy. He's so like he's such an unbothered positive soul. Like
Hmm.
every time I mean I haven't met anybody in person to be honest. Hopefully one day I go to a Halo event and honestly it's just like I want to see what these parties are about. Like I'm trying to get popping. Like we'll go to the event, yeah, sure, but where's this Airbnb party at? Like I love finding out about the like low underground parties cuz and they look
Yeah.
very fun. But
Oh yeah, they're very fun.
Also, like, what if there would be an actual, like, if there would be one gun that you can physically own and a specific skin, which one would it be?
From the game?
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you already own one, because shit, like, I wouldn't be
if it
surprised.
was fully functional, I would say probably. What? I've never been asked that question.
Really? Is that a good one?
I don't. Probably a rocket launcher. I don't know.
Oof. That
Yeah,
actually, like, if you were, if
post
like,
up on my wall.
yeah, like if someone were to tell you, like, we will build you a fully functioning weapon, any weapon you choose from Halo Infinite, which one? That's a good one. Imagine having a big
Yeah.
old spanker right there. Psh. Then you
If
get
it
to,
was like for self-defense, I think I would get like a, it's like a regular shotgun type deal, you know.
mm-hmm.
If I tried to use a rocket launcher for self-defense, then I'm really just blowing
Oh,
us both up at that point. So
imagine, like, who's in front of my door?
yeah, IRL KD is a -1.
I wonder, I think I would want a needler and just have it
I like
just
that.
there, just like glowing, that purple glow. And then now that I have, now that I can put like any skin on it, I have it like all black with the purple like spikes out of it. It looks fresh. I would have it right there on my
Yeah.
wall just glowing if I could.
You see
But
him like falling backwards as he falls asleep. He keeps falling asleep, and like his head will fall back.
I
It's so
know.
cute.
That's how I am on the train. Like when I'm heading home from work, since there's so many people like packed, and then I finally get a seat, I'm here trying to like make sure I don't touch anyone. And then I'm here like, so I feel you. It's oof. It's so exhausting to be a cat.
You know, all the sleeping wears him out, makes him sleepy.
Yeah, I just want to sleep more. So, hold on. I have to bring this up because I read this and I was like, sign me up, please. Even if it's for 20 minutes. I don't care. 10 minutes. But you're offering free, like, free for all lessons for women.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, like ten women already have signed up, so my whole weekend's booked outside of the C9 tournament tomorrow, so
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's.
be busy.
Oh, wait. And that's happening tomorrow, too, girl.
The C9, and then I go directly into like a meeting, and then I go directly into coaching until like 9 or 10 p.m. So probably
And that,
later,
yeah. And then, like,
and
I
then I have Sunday
noticed.
ones too.
Woof. That's awesome, though, because to think, like, that's such a, you know, you offer your lessons and everything also for, like, 4v4 and teams and like for competitions and stuff like that. And it's really cool to know that you're like offering this opportunity for other women to, you know, hone in their skills to for free for all, and then they can, then you could see more of that representation in it. You started that, girl.
Hell yeah.
What made you like, well, you know, I guess like what like made you to like decide like, hey, this is what I'm gonna start doing.
Um, the idea just popped in my head, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea, and I made the tweet like on the spot, and yeah, I mean, I just want to see more women play like at the highest level, and I want to see them play free for all and like really just show like, for example, like Blood Reina, she's like disgusting. Like she's very good, and I would love to see
Yeah.
her win one of these. Um, and like Sparty X is very good at free for all, so I mean,
Oh,
just kind of pushing
Sparty.
her over that hump and getting her to a win. I would love to see that too, and just everyone else who's like in general trying to get better, maybe increase their spawn awareness or anything like that. Like I just want to see women succeed. So I'm kind
If
of
I
just,
oof, if I saw Sparty win a free for all, I'd probably cry.
oh yeah, me too.
I would be there in person. I'd be like, "That's my girl. That's my girl." Like, oh yeah, she's nasty.
I
And
want to see her in a grand finals. She should be in a grand finals. I think after coaching, like just kind of sharing my POV. Like I mean, she has the individual talent to just take grand finals and run with it. So I would love to see her do that. But yeah,
Yes,
just opening that up to the general, like, just all the women of Halo to help them get to that point. Like, yeah, I just
that's
made that tweet in a heartbeat. I didn't even second guess it. I was like, this is a great idea and I'm gonna do it.
for
So,
real. I appreciate you for that. Like, that's really cool. So I was also wondering, um, is there any like advice that maybe you would like to share with women in general within the competitive Halo space? Like, what is your way to say like achieve greatness? Like, how can you summarize that?
I'll just say it's you versus you, and like, um, don't let certain thoughts hold you back. I've had my fair share of sexism. Like when I won a tournament and I was given my first place prize, which was a Astra A40s and like $500 or something. That was given to the second place people because they thought I was like like a guy pretending to be a girl, like a troll. Um,
Are you serious?
yeah, and then
Oh my god.
that was a 2v2 tournament, so both me and my female teammate did not get our prize. Second place got our prize, and we got nothing for winning. And then I've been told that I can't team with a really good team because um, one of the guy's girlfriends was uncomfortable with them teaming with the
Oh
female.
god. Get
Um,
over it. Anyways, sorry.
it's not really sexism in that case, but you kind of see different things happen just because you're a female, and that's never stopped me, and I've never like had the lenses or like the goggles on of like, oh, it's gonna be harder for me because I'm a female. I've always had the mentality that I need to do just as much as AM players, and if I need to do more, then hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like fuck it, like if I'm
Yeah.
doing more, then I'm better off anyways. So never let the whole like this is a man's game, whatever like thought like be in your brain at all. Like just don't even let it bother you. Like just do you and look at what the AMs are doing to become pro and emulate that, and I think you'll be fine. So
Facts. Yeah. Cause it's just and not even like I could put like I'm always gonna put myself in like another female's shoes and everything like that, but you know, then again, like if there's someone that's like worried because there's another female working with a male on the team, then that's like an individual problem. That doesn't necessarily, like you got to handle that. But yeah, because you could only imagine, like, look at what you've gone through individually, like, making, like here trying to make your mark and like you're here playing fair, doing right. Like, there shouldn't be any way of just because you being a female and in a male dominated sport, what does that have to do with anything? And for it to like negatively impact you in a way where you don't get your earnings, you didn't receive your flowers and that stuff, it's insane. Like, and that's definitely a big thing that needs to change in this scene. So, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. I didn't even know that. Do you feel like it's
that's
gotten
what it
better
is.
though? Like up like in general, like do you feel like you found yourself not in many of these like situations as much now?
Um, I mean, oh my gosh, he's like falling.
I know, I see.
It's just so difficult to get a team right now in general. I've been focusing on just free for all to get some more notoriety and working on different things. Um,
Oh yeah,
no,
you
I think
posted.
I run into the same problems that any AM player goes through. I haven't really dealt with blatant sexism for like 2 years. So,
Oh.
and even then, like it was just, I think it was a guy like just using an excuse to like make justify his decision. I don't know. Like some people are very weird, for sure. I just try not to team with weird people and yeah,
Yeah.
but
And I saw
people see talent.
posted.
They don't see what you look like at the end of the day.
What can you say is like for you giving advice, what's the best advice that you've received?
Um, Probably from gun collection. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like it's you versus you at the end of the day, and yeah, And it's always gonna be versus you, and it doesn't really matter what gets seen. Like me getting first place at this tournament, it doesn't necessarily matter what gets seen if I'm not doing the work in the background. So like,
Yeah.
um, and it, I say doing the work. Like doing the work doesn't mean like putting your nose into your screen for 8 hours and hitting your head against a wall playing matchmaking or um like for me like people thought I grinded in FFA and um I was just hitting hard in the paint and free for all for the past few months. I wasn't playing free for all much at all. Um
Oh
I
wow.
was I was assessing like what has held me back in the past. Like one of the biggest problems I had was my heart like pounding in grand finals hard
Mhm.
and it would distract me and I was like, well, what can I do to alleviate that problem or make it go away completely? Well, it's like I'm drinking a shit ton of caffeine at these events. I don't
Ooh.
get nervous. I don't get nervous in grand finals. I don't get nervous in semifinals. I used to when I was, starting. But I don't get nervous anymore in high stakes situations. I get very calm, very focused. But my heart does like rev up because I'm very, very focused. It's like when your PC is like loading Halo Infinite, for example. It's a very heavy game. Like your PC has to fire up and its fans have to fire up and everything. And that's kind of how your brain works. When you're super
Mhm.
focused on something and when you're processing a lot of things at once, you heat up, your heart starts speeding up a little bit. So
Do you
yeah,
think
I
is it
cut
almost
caffeine
like
out
adrenaline?
completely. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's adrenaline. I would say it's just like a like a deep focus. Like when you're working out, your heart rate revs up. You know what I mean? And your brain's a muscle. When you're using a lot of different cortexes at once, like you heat up.
Mm.
Like genuinely, you heat up. You burn more calories. Like chess players burn more calories when they're in a chess match than they are just sitting down. You know what I mean? Like doing nothing. But yeah,
That
all that to
brain
say, like,
power.
yeah, it's like I just assessed a few things and like cut out caffeine and just fix a few minor things and I won. Like I just got some barriers out of my way. You know what I mean? I wasn't like grinding harder. I was just being smart about it and approached it differently. And I mean, the definition of insanity is just doing something over and over again, expecting the same result. And I feel like that's what a lot of AM players do, and even like free for all players do. So it's definitely
Yeah.
just assessing your situation and making corrections, not doing the same thing over and over again.
So you
So yeah.
completely cut out caffeine?
For tournaments, yeah. If I'm like bored at work,
Oh.
I need caffeine to stay awake because my job is very easy. But yeah, if I'm at a tournament, like I'm so locked in, I don't need caffeine at all. Like, yeah, it's not even just get a good night's sleep. That's all you need.
Mm. Yeah, because already naturally, like you're pumped, you're ready to go. Like that natural, like
You get like a
energy.
natural caffeine like esque boost before grand finals because you get the nerves, you get the excitement. You know what I mean? Like when I feel that excitement before grand finals, and when I felt it in this last grand finals, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna use this. Like I'm excited. I'm ready to start the game. Like I'm ready to go.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, it was amazing. I didn't see it as nerves or doubting myself or anything. Like I just use that as my caffeine. You know what I mean? Those nerves, and
Yeah,
it
those are
it fueled
definitely
me.
not nerves. Like
It's
it's
excitement. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like you're so pumped. And
Um,
games are constant and like for, like new meta and like different locations and spots, those are constantly changing. And or like I'm assuming there's like new like 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 they tried to figure out like new strategies and like and also because I mean, I guess when I play games just as just like a casual player, I still like to keep up with like the changes that are being made in games because a lot of the times like me like for example when I play like a lot of tactical shooters like when I play like Valorant or stuff like that like so many of the agents are changing, some things are getting nerfed, some things are getting buffed, the maps are like flipping and changing, different like spawn points are changing and stuff like that. And as a casual gamer it's like damn, this is a lot of information to fucking grasp for me
Mhm.
to like get back out there and like play. So I could imagine you know as a competitive player in any kind of game, those are like key things that you gotta like you have to be up to date with because as quick as you are keeping yourself up to date and making sure that you're aware of all the changes and everything within, a current season and everything like that, your competition is too. So you got to always end up, I'm assuming, you got to be 2 steps ahead of the game all the time. So how do you like manage that? Cuz I can't. I would be like, it's how, would you say um within a team, like communicating and making sure everybody's up to par?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of factors to even get to that point. Like, you have to have three players who want to listen and who also, like, for me right now, I'm looking for people who can like mold me and like I can benefit from teaming with them.
Mm,
Um, but like in the past, like yeah, I'll coach the basics. Like this is how like normal setups are, like things that would get us to top 16. At at that baseline, because as a new team or like playing with AM players, like I'm an AM player myself, like you got to be able to just get everyone on the same page first. Not everybody knows spawns, even at the top amateur level. Not everyone knows spawns. Not
really?
everyone knows like how to have a successful push. Not everyone knows like where they need to be. Like even at the basic level, like they don't like people will just give other teams map control for no reason. That's why they just stay like top 48 teams, top 24 teams. Like they just don't know how to apply pressure effectively. Like just there's things like that. Like it all boils down to just getting the basics down.
Mm,
Knowing that your team knows spawns. Like it just depends on the caliber of players that you're teaming with too. Like I never try to assume that everybody's on the same page. And
mm,
then different teams mesh better than other teams. Like I've played in scrims with teams like that meshed together so well. Like we didn't like no practice before. We didn't discuss much before at all, like barely anything. Um, and we were just staining good teams, like good teams, like with no practice. And
mm.
we were like inches away from making top 16 with no practice together, and like one of the online tournaments, online opens. And then I've had teams where I've gotten on where like everyone tried to do the same thing, or like everyone just there's ideologies, like everything clashed in game, and you could visibly see it. One person would go one way and another person would go another way. When in reality, those two people need to go together to be, first, initial damage. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, I could go
Yeah,
on for like days about like
yeah.
just how much just goes into it. Like, I could not give you like a really just solid answer. Like,
I guess it's
it's
all about
team by team basis.
yeah. It's like down to communication. Like that's so important.
Yeah.
What is
Oh
like
yeah.
I've always noticed I like when I've watched competitions, like the actual like dialogue that occurs like in game between a team, like how it's very like not I don't know how to describe it, like not fully emotional, but it's so fast paced and there's just so much information being shared amongst you guys like in game, like that.
That's a good thing, yeah. Like for like flow state, like how I explain flow state to people is like you're taking in as much information as possible, and you can make the best decision possible off of that information. So in free for all, you have like your scoreboard, you have your like your kill feed on the left hand side, you
Mm,
have your spawn knowledge. If you push something, a spawn behind you opens. Like there's about to be a fight at like points A, B, and C on the map, and based on your spawn, or you even know where you might. I know where I'm gonna spawn half the time on free for all, and
mm,
like just knowing, um, like is a spawner gonna spawn behind me immediately when I get into this fight? Like how can I set up for this, prepare for this? Like I'm taking in all this information so that I can make the best decision possible off of it. And so that like when you hear pro players go over their comms and they're speaking fast, they're speaking passionately, some things are more urgent. Maybe they're having a conversation like formal will be like, "Hey guys, can we slow it down?"
mm,
And once the team acknowledges that, they'll slow it down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they can make the best plays as a team possible with all of that information coming in fast, and knowing which comms to stress, and knowing when to like make a statement and when you need to be making comms. If that makes sense.
yeah.
Like if it's fast and you're in a play, like you can't just say, "Hey guys, can we slow it down?" when your whole team is shooting, firing. You know what I mean? Just things like that. You gotta really, yeah, I don't know. I think it's like
Yeah.
IQ if it's like easy, but if it's players still learning and everything, like it takes a little bit longer to hone that in. And I think that's why like teams should stick together and teams should stick together. Like there shouldn't be this like Mickey Mouse like musical chairs all the time, but people think they have
Mhm.
better opportunities, better options. And what ends up happening is like you see somebody, completely just dissolve a team because they want to go to like a better offer, and then that team that was the better offer to them drops them, and then they're left
Facts.
with nothing. It's a square one. You see it happen to like almost all the AMs all the time. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And
So,
and it's like, yeah, I've always noticed because hey, like it's so like when I was speaking like at the last interview that I did with Atticus, we were it was like mentioned that like playing this game is such a rhythmic like thing. It's like a dance. It's like a you know compared to like other games, like I feel like with Halo, like it's such a rhythm. Like you have to keep a specific rhythm. It's not like you just go out there and guns blazing like me, right? When I play, I'm just like, fuck it. Let's go out there and kill everyone. Like I always say, like, you guys want kills? Don't worry. I'm gonna get that wingman medal like that. Cause I'm out there like hungry puppy like trying to get kills and stuff like that. But of course, like in a competitive setting, that's like the worst thing you could do. And it's so interesting to see that how like watching like competitive game like Halo, it's just like I always say it's like a ballet. It's such a rhythm like of how like one teammate's movement can affect like everything that happens within that second. Like if and it's and the way that you word it, and I've seen and heard like others, it really is like a full production of like song and dance when it comes to spawn points, when it comes to like knowing where certain weapons are and everything like that. And it's so interesting because it's still fast, like everything is still happening so fast. So to see just everything come together, how you describe flow state and all that, it's just really commendable. And it's really scary to think like from the outside in, like, wow, how do they like how can they handle all that pressure? And it makes a lot of sense with it's not just something that you can just say like, hey, I want to play competitive Halo today, I'm gonna join. No, like this is something that you have to it's a mental preparation and everything from day one. So yeah, I commend you guys, man. I'll watch these games and I get nervous. I'm like, how do they do this professionally? Like how do they like you know like
I
I'll
could hear I could hear like the people behind me at the free for all. They were like nervous for me. I don't know. I felt good. Like I was getting my kills like towards the end, and then it was GG's. Like 3 seconds left. I stood still, put my controller down, went to the next tournament.
Oh,
It's like
really?
damn, but I could hear them like nervous for me in the background. It's hilarious. Like it's like
I
damn.
remember those final seconds that like I saw that you stopped, you know, and
I
you're
hate that he
like,
panned over to me when I was stopped. It looked so ego, but like it was literally 3 seconds left. I don't
honestly,
know.
in the way to me, what it looked like I was like, oh my god, she's probably there, like just making sure, like, yo, nobody better turn any of these fucking corners. I got 6 seconds left in this, like and and then it's funny, you're like, yeah, I just put my controller down, like I already knew I got
A
the
kid
second
nasty.
set.
It was like, yeah, it was like kid nasty fucking fighting for his life, bro. Like he was literally just trying to secure those last few kills. It just looks like he's like fucking scrambling fast as fuck, and then it pans over to me like standing still, and I'm like,
You were just
bro,
like,
like,
yeah, we got, yeah, because he like flew off of the top and he still like meleeed you and it already had said that you won. I was like, all
yeah,
I see, so yeah, I remember like, I think it was him. He just like, it already had said one and you see him flying off
yeah, like
and
the
he went,
the like statistically, like he would have had to get 2 kills in like 3 seconds. It's just not possible. Like the
yeah,
likelihood of that happening is very low. Like I don't know.
he
Yeah.
tried, but he
So.
couldn't. Sorry. A little too
Yeah.
late, my
No, he
friend.
was he was on my ass that whole free for all. He was 1 or 2 kills behind me the whole game. Like he did not let me be lazy at all. Like
Do you,
yeah, I had to really fucking focus.
and with players like that, I feel like that's appreciated too. Like you want, that
I like the
competition.
challenge, yeah. It wouldn't
Yeah.
even be fun if there wasn't a challenge at all. So yeah. Oh yeah.
So no caffeine during comps, but caffeine doing work. What is your poison? What type?
Um, whatever is free.
Facts.
Um,
Whatever is
yeah.
offered in the break room for the Keurig, I'm good.
As long as there's no pre-workout in it, I hate pre-workout. And as long as there's no like food dyes, because like I have like severe ADHD, so like Red 40 is a known like
Ooh,
it makes ADHD significantly worse when you are just drinking or eating a ton of it. You
I
see it
just
like studies
yeah.
everywhere, like people
Oof.
do studies on kids who have like things with Red 40 in it, like the gummy fruit snacks or whatever, like
Mhm.
their attention span is much less. So
Yeah, my
I try
son
to avoid
has
stuff like that.
autism, and that's a big one. Like
Yeah.
a lot like the red dyes and some red dyes and there's like specific like blue dyes that they always like say, to avoid because a lot of kids on the spectrum it like could make certain like behaviors um
So my cousin, yeah, my cousin was, they
yeah.
had to put him on like a more specific diet because he has autism and he learned to like manage it and like what foods to eat and what not to eat. And like you would never know he had autism like at all. Like at
Yeah.
all. Like, just because of like diet, like the American diet sucks ass in
Oh,
general.
absolutely.
So
And
and like
brain
what's
gut.
cheap and affordable is terrible for you. Like
Oh,
yeah.
of course, because like with my own kids, like of course when you know I go food shopping and stuff, like single mom, I have my assistants with things, but I'm only limited to buying certain groceries and stuff like that. And of course, the cheaper is the worst stuff. But then here I go, going for the cheaper because I have more mouths to feed. But then in reality, it's like I'm doing more harm to my kids just trying to make sure they're fed. Like it sucks. And then I
Yeah.
go to, and then I try to like incorporate certain diets for especially for for my youngest son and it's like, yeah, but now I'm spending this much and I'm getting only this much, and it sucks because it shouldn't be such a difficult thing to just feed our kids healthier things. It sucks. And
Yeah.
I have like I have really bad ADHD and I recently stopped taking stimulants like prescribed and it sucks because everything is harder for me, but health-wise like I'm actually able to like eat a meal,
Yeah.
and I'm actually remembering to drink my water cuz you take like ADHD stimulants and like you won't even remember to drink anything. You won't remember to like eat a decent meal because it curbs your appetite 100% and then it like sometimes it doesn't even help and your hyper focus modes are like even worse and then I like then me personally like I have this hyper focused moment but I'm not like implementing it on something that I should be and then I end up wasting all this time focused on something that honestly wasn't even necessary to had, worked on. So there I go
Yeah.
wasting all of this energy and I've it sucks. And
Oh yeah, I'll like start doing the dishes and then I'll go to like fold the laundry and then next thing I know I'm like I have to solve this Rubik's Cube right now. Like this is the priority. Like yeah.
yeah, or I'll find myself, hey, I got to put like I'll do laundry and out here of course like the gift of having a washer and a dryer in my house, the day that I have that blessing, I swear life will be different for me. But out here, I gotta push a cart 2 blocks away to the laundromat. Like, it's a pain in the
Jeez.
ass. So it's like, I finally go home with all the clothes washed and everything. And then I'm like, I have to fold and put everything away. Okay, here I go. I dump all the clothes in my bed. I end up sleeping in my kids' room. I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep on my bed tonight. Like, guys, excuse me, move over. Because I'm not going to be able to like fold anything right now. My brain thought I was going to, But then once I dumped all the clothes on the bed and I looked at it was like this feeling of impending doom of like, oh my god, I have to complete this task. Absolutely not. And I'm like, fucking ADHD brains, yo.
It's definitely a know thyself. Yeah, like I will get so much done around the house if I just have like Netflix on. Um, for
Yeah.
some reason, if I'm not having something else going on while I'm doing like a droll like menial task, like yeah, it's just I feel like I have so much. Are you eating my hair?
It really
I feel like I
is.
have so much more like important things that I have to do. Even if I have nothing important to do, I'm like, oh, I have things to do. Like I have to, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, um, and so I just like can't complete the task in front of me because like there's, and honestly, I think being ADHD is like a gift in that way because your brain is like, you should be doing important things and you should be doing them now.
And
You
I,
should be doing the
yeah.
things that you care about and the things that will make you grow and like blah blah blah. But it can also bite you in the ass like a double-edged sword. Like you got to know like how to wield it, I guess. And then like for me, like I'm just getting medicated. Like I'd rather be on amphetamines because my brain's just a million miles a minute, and like I have so many good ideas, and
Mm.
I don't remember any of them ever, like every day. Like
I was take
I don't
the
know.
only
Yeah,
thing I was taking which is the one? Well, it's pretty much like Adderall, but the extended release one.
Vyvanse.
I was taking Vyvanse, and that thing was heaven sent. And then
Mhm.
there was like a Vyvanse shortage for
Yeah,
months, and I couldn't get my medication. So then they were just putting me on like Adderall, and I was like, yeah, this is giving me the time to focus, but I couldn't focus on anything. It was just so strange. And Vyvanse
yeah.
was the one that I remember that I would take, and I was like, wow, I'm on go mode, but everything still slowed down enough for me to like grasp each task. And then once I did, I was like, yes, the difference with all of these different stimulants is just like every person's different. So it's like you had to find to find the right one has been really difficult for me personally. And it's just this uptick in ADHD diagnosis, especially during the pandemic, because since it was so readily like available for people, because you can just go on any of these like mental health apps and say like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm having trouble focusing. Okay, well, here's some stimulants. When I was like diagnosed with ADHD, I had to go through a full neuropsychological evaluation. I was like in this room like doing
Some people have
pulse.
it easier than others. Like some people will encourage like their people to go get seen for it so they can get on
Hmm.
amphetamines and then they're accomplishing a million tasks in the day and like they just have a lot more work done.
Yeah,
So I mean, so yeah, yeah. I mean, certain people have a leg up in that aspect, but like for me in the Air Force, like you kind of have to like take tests like here and there, like make
hmm,
sure because they want a perfect world, have nobody on medication, like everybody's uninjured and
yeah.
everybody's ready to go for the war fighting mission and everything. But yeah,
Which is, at the end of the day, you guys are humans. Like everyone
oh
has,
yeah,
yeah, everyone's gonna be like genetically predisposed to certain things that they can be ready and strong and everything, but still humans. Oh, wait a minute, I have a good question here. Do you play any instruments? Because I have a theory. I have built a hypothesis that a lot of pro players tend to have played an instrument during high school.
um, I was not a very good singer at all ever. Can you stop biting my mic, bro? Can you just go play, go. You're done.
You're done.
I was No, I was actually a very bad singer, like very bad. Um, but I loved doing it. I wish my mom had actually got me into lessons because I might have actually learned.
So then you're
But yeah,
probably a
that and
really good singer.
oh no, I suck ass. And then piano, I know
Yes.
piano. I know piano, I know how to play guitar. So
You see, my theory is being proven more and more every day. That I feel that the majority of Halo players, especially on a competitive level, play instruments. And they're
Mhm.
not known, but you see, I had put a poll yesterday. I was like, how many oh, is that a geek bar?
Yeah.
You
Oh
fucking
shit.
you know it.
Cheers.
Cheers. I was like, yeah, that got this new flavor, peach jam. I just
Oh
like the
yeah.
color of it. I was like, hey, what but this shit is good. See that
I usually
ADHD.
only use it for like tournaments, like self-medicate for tournaments because it just keeps me level because I care a lot, so it keeps my emotions at bay. Like when you care a lot about something, you tend to either get very mad or very mad.
Okay, so you're
So
allowed to like use vapes while competing.
yeah.
That's lit.
So I pop a Zen in at LAN, and then I also hit my vape. I try to just use the Zen, but it really just depends on
Wait, what are
how much
those?
bullshittery I'm dealing with. A Zen?
Yeah.
It's this guy right here.
What's
It's just
that?
like it's like a pow. It's not like chew that like destroys your gums. It's just like nicotine in a pouch, and
Mm.
yeah, it's like the vape of to like chewing tobacco. Like it's just straight nicotine. There's no like rat poison or anything in it. But
Oof. I might hit that
I
up.
think once I get like medicated for my ADHD, I'll just yeah, I'm already done with caffeine. Like once I get out of the military, I will not touch caffeine ever again, and then I won't touch nicotine ever again because I just won't need it. I think the
Mm.
caffeine and nicotine were just like self-medication
Yeah,
for
I
me.
find
But
using the yeah, like it's just that like I find myself using this like whenever I'm like crunching on something like I need to get this done and I it's just like having it in my hand and it's like shit, is this actually a good thing? Oh well, for now I need it cuz it's like any
nicotine
form.
helps you focus. It helps your brain focus. It can be used as a tool, but I think a lot of people just use it for like stress relief or like maybe the addiction factor, but like it can be used as a tool, I think,
Oh hell yeah, because when I'm at
in
work
moderation.
and I'm stressed out with some patients, I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom 1 second, please. I'll be there. And then I'll be back out. I'm like, okay, let's continue the day. Cause
Yeah.
shoot. And I realize it's like, damn, I need that kick. Any any way to get some kind of stimulant, anything in order for me to just keep going. And do you have you like with your ADHD, like do you feel like it affects your sleep? Because my sleep schedule, as much as I try so hard, and I know like with cutting all of these things, like it really does change sleeping patterns and stuff like that.
Um, I'd say my sleep is fine. I would say so I'm generally like a mildly depressed person. When
Mm,
something catastrophic happens, like a death, then I fall into like a very deep depression. It's very like dangerous. And then
mm,
on top of that, like I used to get paralyzing anxiety, and like that's putting it lightly. Like especially in school, it's when it started.
mm.
Um, it used to be like I stopped being able to eat at lunch. And then I stopped being able to move my body as soon as I sat down at lunch. And then it got to a point where I like couldn't even take control of my own breathing. All I could do is sit and look forward and explain to my friends afterwards that I don't know what's happening to me, but I'm paralyzed everywhere. I could even like control my own blinking or anything.
Mm.
And then it started transferring to the classroom. So I couldn't like I had to just force myself once I got the courage to like walk out of the classroom and I would just sit in the bathroom. I would call my mom and say, "Hey, like I can't sit through class. Like this is impossible. I can't eat. I can't learn. Like I can't do anything. I'm just in so much fear, like paralyzing fear."
That's happened
And
to my
so
son. And
yeah.
he, and right now he's getting home instruction for schooling because it was like he would go to school and he would call me like he left. He would just cut class and he's like, "Mom, I can't do it." Like and I'll
Yeah, people think it's
hear
like laziness or like not wanting to be in class or like whatever, but it's actually like it affects your whole body. Like you can't control it like as much as you want to.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was always complaining that his legs were hurting. And and just like he would always feel like he would just get these like moments where like he couldn't control his breathing, and he's like, I don't know, it's just like I come and then to think like high schools in New York City, there's like 7,000 kids in one school. And there's times, even me growing up, like I would go to high school when I was in high school, like there wouldn't even be enough chairs in the classroom. Like we would catch kids like sitting on the radiators, or like they won't just go to class. Like they'd be like, there's nowhere for me to sit. Why am I gonna be here? You know, like so with him it was just like he's walking into this huge high school. Um he goes into a classroom. It's like a size of a freaking like a college like class, like 40, 50 kids in the class. And you know, they're here expected to like perform and do their work and stuff, and he's like, but by the time I can even ask a question to the teacher, the period's over, because there was like 30 other kids that had questions, you know. And he just he was just noticing that every time he was just like, I'm not learning anything at all. And on top of the fact that he was feeling all of these feelings and stuff like that, he was just like, I can't do it. And I was just so tired of like hearing it. And you know, they have like individualized like the IPs and stuff like that. And in those programs, they offer body breaks. Like, oh, you know, he gets like 15 minutes to just sit outside of the classroom and like breathe a little bit or something like that. And it's just like, wow, we have to ask permission from like the Department of Education to have my kid get like a 10-minute break because he feels overwhelmed in class. Like, you know, it's just it sucks. And the first thing that they'll just assume is like the kid's lazy. No, the
Yeah.
kid's fucking burnt out and overwhelmed, and the school year just started, of course. Like,
Well, they think they see all these kids like doing okay, and they think the odd ones out are just lazy because everyone else can do it, and that's not the case at all. Like
it,
everyone's different.
yeah, but
So, and especially like high functioning, like very intelligent people struggle with like just school, like middle, high school, like even college. Like you have high functioning, like intelligent people like struggling to get through it because it's so slow. Like for example, like um, when my friends put me onto like speed reading and like not speed reading, but like the speed audible. Like I didn't know you could speed up their talking.
mm,
So I'll listen to someone talk to me on an audiobook like 10 times faster than like the normal pace of reading, and like I can process it all that fast, and it's
mm,
comfortable for me. Or like I read this book called Limitless by Jim Quick, and it talks about speed reading and like how to speed up your reading and how to just process things faster, and that was so enticing to me because like, oh, I can take in all this information like way faster than normal. Like, how do I do that? Or like, how can I memorize large sums of information? Or because I struggle to remember people's names. I haven't done this practice in a long time, but
oh man, that'd be
essentially like
me.
memory champions, like people who go compete for their memory, like memorize large numbers and like card sequences and all these things. They create memory palaces in their brain. Not all of them, but most of them do. And this is a very famous technique outside of just the beating it into your brain over and over again with flashcards, you know what I mean? And just saying it a million
Whoa.
times, you'll eventually remember it. This technique actually helps you um, take information as it comes and store it and remember it, and not have to hear it again. So like, um, you create a memory palace. So like, let's say your home, like a childhood home where you grew up, you walk through the front door, you place a memory to your left, you place a memory to your right, and you keep going through the whole house, and they have to be like shocking, like create some emotion or like a dopamine or things that are personal to you. So like, I would create references to like Halo or to like my dad or like things that I care about and like associate it with those memories, and it just sticks with you, and you've memorized like 100 different numbers just walking through your house in your brain, and it's insane.
Wow.
Or like you can memorize the whole periodic table like that, like just crazy things you can do with your memory. And the mind's a muscle. Every single cortex in your brain is a muscle that you can build, and people don't realize that. Like you go to the gym to like build your biceps, your triceps, your quads, all these things, but your brain operates in the exact same function. Like when people say you don't use it, you lose it when it comes to your body muscles. It's the same thing for your mind too. Like
Mhm.
if you're not trying to memorize things on a day-to-day basis, you're probably not going to remember that person's name that just introduced themselves to you. You know what I mean? Like it all connects, and you can
That's
learn how to enhance
true.
those skills just like you go to the gym and enhance your body. So
I used to work for neurology, and the department that the a part of the department was they specialized a lot of patients with dementia, and I used to have to perform mini mental exam patterns with numbers like the way that you described it too. They call them mocha tests, like mini mental exams. They have to like, mention um what are the last four numbers of your phone number and stuff like that, and then they'll get all of these different tests and then they retest again, and how much they improved just with brain training, just keeping their brain going, even with simple puzzles and coloring and um like I remember I had to help, like during one of these like dementia events we would make little gift bags, and it was just putting coloring books, crayons, puzzles, different cards, just to keep their minds going. And there was, it was like a 6 to 10 week program that we would have with patients, and just that change and that improvement in like simple memory and stuff like that. And it's like all they did was just stimulated their brains more, and it's so important to see that, that's something that, like you say, your brain's a muscle, so you constantly have to keep it going. If not, you lose it. And it's so noticeable, especially as people get older.
yeah, because your body's losing its elasticity everywhere at a very fast rate. So like, I mean, you can't expect all these old people that go into these nursing homes. Like I wish they were more stimulated, like
Hmm.
were cared about more, especially the lower budget ones, because it's like you can't expect all these old people to like go in and like be training their memory and like their emotions even are not being stimulated. Like maybe they're just sitting there like fucking reading or something all day. Like they're not they're all their cortexes in their brain aren't being used. They're sitting in a freaking chair laying down, so like their muscles are atrophying. They'll no longer be
Yeah.
able to walk. Like, all these things are not using anymore. Yeah, I mean it's very important, especially as you get older, to make sure you know what you're working and what you're not working, and um, focus on those weak points and just keep everything very balanced. I mean,
That's
I
why
struggle with it. I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I'm still like learning about it. But like,
you're
yeah,
on the
just
right
just
path,
finding those
girl.
things.
We're gonna
Oh yeah.
all be old and sharp as a tack if we just keep playing video games for the rest of our life, guys. Video games are going to keep us healthy. Don't listen to what these people are saying out there, saying that video games are deteriorating our minds. No, they're not. Because then when we're in our 80s and we're still here fucking kicking ass on Halo, it's because we kept the brain sharp since then. For real.
We'll all be in wheelchairs, but at least
We'll
we're
be
still
wheelchairs,
sharp.
but we're gonna be sharp as fuck. Well, our motorized carts going. Hey, we're gonna be in freaking tournaments. You're gonna be on stage like wheeling in, like, hey, what's up? Be like, ah, shit. Here I am. I'm gonna be rolling in like, hey,
What's up, Grandma?
what's up? You still competing? I see you, girl. But
Now follow the grandpa that plays like Battlefield on
oh
Instagram. Yeah, and
yes,
he's just like a sniper or whatever, and he just hits these crazy shots and clips it, and it's amazing.
yeah,
It's so funny to watch him.
yeah, I seen a video. He was like explaining how, like, I'm assuming you know too, like, actually, like the actual rectical, like those lines, like using
Yeah,
that
is that
to
measure the
measure.
distance.
Yeah, and that is something that I didn't know. And then I saw his video and I was playing just what was I was just I think I was like on Call of Duty or something, and I was using a crazy sniper. I was like, I don't know how to fucking use this, but then it had that, and I was like, wait a minute. So I was like, I think it was something like for every like a certain amount of feet and everything, and then you have to use your knowledge and gauge it correctly. So it's never like you're putting the crosshair directly on the person you're trying to get. Like it's always a little off because by the time the bullet like reaches to them, it'll like kind of lollipop its way and then you pop them.
Yeah.
And one time I was like, I'm gonna do just like how Grandpa Game said. And then I see and I broke plates. I said, it works! It works! I was like, I can actually snipe people now. Yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
cool.
He's
So
funny.
let's see. Wait,
He's
I
like,
just
yeah, I just had my second stroke and my first heart attack, and now I'm playing Battlefield all night.
for real and fucking killing it too. And him and also there's like this like grandma. She's always like grandma. I forgot what she. Oh, tactical grandma. She plays a lot of like. I think she plays a lot more COD though, but like she's fucking nasty. I'm like she's
Mhm.
a, and that's how you know it doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. Nothing. It's just brain power, skill, because it's natural skill too. Like that's it's there. Not everyone's cut out. No matter how much you can be trained and this and that. Like it is a natural like talent that people have to be able to
Yeah.
perform. You know, at high level of those things.
Yeah. I would say just to touch on the naturally gifted thing, like I don't know. I think being naturally good at something is not necessarily like as much of a phenomenon as people think it is. Like people can be like pick up things fast, and that's where like intelligence quotient comes in, right? Like how fast you can pick things up is your intelligence, like your intellect and everything. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes down to finding what you love to do, I think especially in children, they find different things that they like. But as you get older, like children in general have a higher IQ. Like when
Mm.
you're an adult, it like evens out. Like children have a fucking massively high IQ.
Yeah.
So that's why they can pick up things fast. That's why they can learn fast, right? But like if you find something you care about a lot, or find something that like lights a fire in you, people will start calling you naturally gifted at that thing because you are just rapidly like you're obsessed with it, and you're becoming better and better at it at a very fast rate. People are like, oh, you're talented, or I'm not talking about me. This is not my personal account. I'm just saying like I've seen this happen many times. Somebody gets very good at something, like it's just passion. It's like caring about something, and it's like some people want to do something great, and like they find like their ikigai. That the Japanese word ikigai means reason for being,
Mm.
and it's actually like the definition of it is explained in a Venn diagram of like four circles. So one circle is what you can make money doing. Another circle is what the world needs, and then another circle is what you're good at, and another circle is what you love to do. And if you fill all those four circles with the same thing, that's like your reason for being. And if
Oh
you fill those four
wow.
circles up with like two or three different things, then all of those things are your reason for being, and you need to be doing those things every day in some capacity. And you can even Google it. I don't know if you can pull it up on your stream, but like you can
Yeah.
Google Ikigai and you can see the diagram, and that's how you find your purpose and like your center and something you can focus on to make the world better, something you can make money doing,
Wait, how
and
do
then
you?
something you're good at. So
Okay.
Ikigai, it's India, Kilo, India,
Mhm.
Golf, Alpha, India.
Ooh, I found it.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
interesting. When I found that, I was like,
It's a Japanese concept referring to a person's reason for being or a sense of purpose in life. Iki meaning life and gai worth and benefit, representing what makes a person feel their life is worthwhile.
yeah,
I don't know how it works, but like if like I guess like when like would you ever be like would you ever coach like your own like team, or have you ever like coached like and built your own team to compete? Like I don't know how that works. Like cuz I know there's like orgs and then org sponsor certain like players and build their teams within it? Like, have you ever considered like just making one from scratch, like like you make one, or is that like a totally like off bar question to ask? I don't like. I always wondered.
Um, I kind of have like here and there, like coached a team up and got them ready for an event, and it just um, there's just so many factors that go into it. It's just so much. Like for me, like I just kind of want to be surrounded by people who have gone through this stuff and they're passionate and they're putting in the hours and
Yeah,
um,
and you want
I
to
want them
play.
to see that out of me as well and to be able to present that energy before I even have a conversation with them. Like they already know what I'm about and like what I bring to the table, and I want that to be, you know, the best possible presentation that I can give. But
Facts.
yeah, building something from the ground up is impossible because you're bringing together three different individuals. You don't know like their passion levels. You don't know how hard they're going to stick with it. You don't know
Mm,
where their knowledge level is at. You don't know if what you're teaching them is very like static or dynamic to them. Like, are they picking up a pattern from what I'm saying, or are they just thinking, oh, in this specific situation, I need to do this? You know what I mean? Like, are they learning like actively, or are they just like trying to memorize what you're
mm.
saying? It's a lot of different things that go into it. So
That makes sense. See, learning who you're working with and everything like that, then trying to like start with a vision and then trying to find people who can match it. Takes more work, like it's a lot more stress
oh yeah, like a
relief.
hundredfold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
there's a lot of things you have to learn the hard way. There's a lot of things. Um, there's just so many factors. Like it sounds like there's a lot of things that sound like a good idea on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but once you hash out all the pros and cons, like very quickly in your head, or like maybe you know write it down, or like however someone's going through that situation, right? Like there's a lot that goes into it,
For
and
real.
yeah, to me, the fastest route to entry is just continuing to win and win and win and make people feel safer with teaming with me versus me being a huge question mark right now for them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I had B-Boy Will. I think he was trying to understand when you were referencing players as you were saying AM players.
yeah, amateur players.
Oh, amateur players.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
AMs. Yeah,
what like quick definition, like what would that, like what does that mean?
I'd say like top 24 through like 12. I would
Mm,
say like obviously top 16 is pro, but top 16 filters with changes and people come in and out and new players come in and you know people get fed up and they quit like it's ever rotating. So in my brain that's like an amateur bracket is like top 12 through 16, and then um obviously like your AMM players are like from 17th to like 24, that whole pool of players. People try to make it into pool play and stuff like that. So
oh, okay.
yeah,
All right. There you
and
go,
then
B-Boy
your
Will.
professional players, pro players, obviously. But
Oof. That's like, oh, okay, I see, I see. So yeah, that's what
yeah,
AM players are, Will. He was like M players. I'm like, no, AM. Somebody at Funeral Ramen, one of my mods, he said, "Did she ever try to sing the Halo theme song?" Uh,
I'm not that talented. I'm not even talented at singing, much less that.
or on the guitar,
That's insane.
or on
On the
piano.
guitar, I have not learned how to play that on guitar now.
And then Licinity Cinny, Command my go, Sells my go. Command's the only go right now, though. Oh, you
Now you the
guys.
goat.
But anything that you would like to share? What's like one like random fact that you'd share with the world right now that nobody knows? And go. No, I'm kidding.
Oh shit, that's a hard one. I feel like I'm a pretty open book. I don't know. I don't like not share anything, but trying to jog my mind for anything interesting. Um, I've read over 100 books.
Oh shit.
outside of school, like just self-improvement. I went through
Ooh.
like just a vicious cycle of um bad mental health and putting myself in positions over and over again
Mm,
of
I
of
hear
being in
that.
bad mental health. Just choosing wrong a lot, and so I was like, I need to learn how to know thyself, and I learned a lot, and yeah, reading is the truth. Self-improvement books are the truth
Oof.
for sure.
I felt that more than you could even imagine, girl. A lot of
Books are powerful,
decisions.
like powerful.
Yeah, I like I finished reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
That's a
That
good one. I've
that
read
was
that.
that one was good.
Like
And
reverse psychology.
yeah, cuz that's my thing. I needed to start giving a fuck less a little bit cuz I felt like I was giving I like my mental health like it's like I was struggling with just the fear of like letting like I I'm never performing enough or like I'm or like just constant self-doubt like with just stupid bullshit too like and
Oh
then
yeah, I used to struggle with self-doubt bad. I know how bad that can get.
yeah, self-doubt eat you alive sometimes like it could and
It prevented me from performing in tournaments and money matches. Like in Halo 5, my self-doubt, I would get to a point where I'm playing like pro players, and the thought in the back of my mind, people would tell me all the time, like women have a slower reaction time,
oh
women this, women that, and that would completely stop me from being in flow state and performing my best. And I had to just like buckle down on research. I read Gender in Our Brains. I read like few articles, like recent articles,
mm,
things of that nature. It's completely debunked all of those little random studies that people come up with. When people try to come up with studies telling you that as a female you're lesser than, look at the date on that study. If they can actually find the study to show that um you're not as good, then look at the date and realize that it's probably before the 2000s or even
yeah
older. Like some of these studies are from like early 1900s, and that was a time where women were raised to be housekeepers and
yes
um like child bearers, and men were raised to be um like
yeah I
financial analyst
basically
or tax, like they're raised to do
yeah
these jobs or even be competitive in some field, and so their brains, just like what I was talking about earlier with muscles, if you don't use it you lose it. Like
mm,
these women's brains were more developed in like the empathy and emotional center, and the male brains were developed in more of like the audio visual cortex, and the reaction times were more developed and a lot of different things. So they compare men and women's brains back then like that, and even like 1900s, like it was still the same type of culture, and you'd put these two people's brains together and they look starkly different. And women look like they have slower reaction times and they look like they have all these things that are lesser than to a man's brain. But if you come to now and you come to modern day, if you put my brain next to a male's brain that hasn't played video games at all, like maybe he's grown up to do, you know, things outside of competitively challenging um, lines of work and just in general, right? Like people would
mm,
assume that my brain is the male brain. Um, and
wow
even if you put my brain next to a male brain, like a male's brain that has done the exact same things as me, competes as much as I do, like we both have the same exact lives, like copy paste. But he's male and I'm female, or yeah, he's male and I'm female. Our brains would look exactly the same. There would be no reaction time difference. There'd be no like under or over development based on gender and any cortex of the brain. Um, yeah,
yeah
and I had to go in and find that research for myself and learn that for myself, because if I hadn't, I would still be listening to those people saying that I can't, um, that I'm not capable of doing, what I want to do, and those things would still be holding me back competitively. I wouldn't be able to make a grand finals. much less win a grand finals. If I hadn't done that research, because that self-doubt would have crippled me, because it crippled me back then, and I had to like get past that. So
Fuck yeah, dude. What? Let me see how's chat looking. Everyone's just grateful for every everything you said has been so therapeutic, and I appreciate that shit more than you even know, girl. For real.
oh yeah,
But
it was good
there's
talking to you. I feel like I haven't had a
oh
good conversation, like a deep conversation in so long. So this
yeah,
is awesome.
of course, like of course you keep a halo and talk about stuff like that, but like my goal is to just like I'm just trying to like have that moment where you can just like get to just actually know this person, and like you know they're like learning things that you like believe, and things that you incorporate in your daily living, because of course who would I would 100% take advice from somebody who I see like with my own eyes, like wow, they're out there and getting shit done successful, like little by little, and you know always getting that reminder, like yo, it's never easy, like you have to go through the trenches in order to get to where you got to get to, and I really appreciate that, for real, for real.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, before I start crying, because this is such a good convo. Again, the one and only command station, as known as the GOAT in the chat, clearly. Just one first woman to win free for all, dream hack. You already know what's up. And I really, really appreciate you so much for being the second person I interview on my podcast. Like, this shit means more to me. Girl, I'm gonna cry later about it. I'll probably message you later. Thank you so much. But
No, thank you for having me on. This was awesome. I'm
always,
glad I did this.
I'm happy. Yay. And of course, this recording, like this stream's gonna be it's recorded and we're gonna have it up on Hidden Talents YouTube channel. We're also working on getting um up on Spotify. So this interview, the last interview, the first one that we did with Atticus Ritt, is going to be uploaded soon. Once everything is like set and ready to go, we're going to have it all posted up. And you know me, I'll tweet a bunch of tweets with different links and everything like that. But again, it's fucking been my pleasure. This has been one of the best conversations. I've needed this, and like I really hope like you had fun and enjoyed, and everyone in
Yeah, of
chat,
course.
I love you guys. Thank you so much again. I really, really appreciate it.